Welcome to the Agree to Disagree podcast, episode number 1. I'm your host, Tyson Peters, alongside Jesse Harbridge, and it should be a great first episode today. We'll start off with talking about the NBA and summer leagues going on. The draft lottery, the Spurs won the lottery, taking Victor Wembanyama number 1 overall. And my question for you, Jesse, is do you think Victor Wembanyama is going to be a bust?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There's no way that he's going to be able to compete with the NBA level coming from college, going into the leagues over in the Europe. There's no way.
Yeah, I don't think he's necessarily gonna be a bust. I think he's gonna be a pretty good player overall. I just don't think he's gonna be one of the greatest like he's expected to be like LeBron, MJ, Kobe. I don't think he's gonna be up to that level. I mean, if you look at his first summer league game, he had 9 points, 8 rebounds, but 5 blocks, but he was also shooting 2 for 13 from the field. So, I mean, that's not a great start, but he did have a bounce back game against the Trailblazers, scoring 27. But also, he is 7'5", 230, which that sounds like he's gonna get injured a lot, don't you think?
I think height doesn't necessarily affect a guy. A lot of it has to do with your mental
Yeah,
stage.
but
He's sitting at 19 years old.
he
Uh,
also weighs 230 and he's 7'5".
yeah, that
He's
doesn't mean
skinny.
anything. So
I don't know, I think he's gonna be injury prone. Like, you saw what Chet Holmgren last year in the NBA Summer League got injured. He's kinda the same build, a little shorter though, but I don't know. We'll see.
I don't think physical size is a withhold. He can still get hurt. Anybody can get hurt. But you can't put that and classify him as a possible failure due to this size.
Yeah, that is true. Okay, that was a great discussion. Let's move on to the power rankings. Two early power rankings, we might do these closer to when the season comes out, but this is like right after the draft, we got to see what what's going on. So, who do you have at number 30, Jesse?
Number 30, I'm
Number
sitting
30.
with the Pistons.
Okay, we both have the same number 30. They did take Asar Thompson, number 5th overall in this year's draft, and they have Jaden Ivey and Cunningham. I feel like they'll be better from years to come because they definitely have a great young core that can develop like Cade Cunningham, Jaden Ivey, and Asar Thompson now. So that's why I think they'll be higher towards the end of the season. But what do you think?
Absolutely, absolutely, definitely experience, and your coach. I mean, right now they've got the highest paid coach in the NBA. Is
Hmm.
that something that is a good thing? I don't know. I'm not saying just because he's the highest paid means he's the best coach, but they've got a 60,000 to 1 odd of winning the
Yeah.
2024 title.
I mean, if that happens, that would be a miracle, and if you're betting on the Pistons and they win, you're coming home with a lot of money there, so
Absolutely.
maybe it's the bet, probably
Yeah.
not. I mean,
No.
they went 17 and 65 last year. Um, 82 games, winning 17 is not what you wanna do. I
No.
mean, that's just I mean, and Jaden Ivey and Cunningham played pretty good, but it's just not gonna be enough to compete with the top dogs.
No. And like I said, coaching has a lot to do with it. Just because you're the highest paid coach doesn't mean you're the best coach.
Oh, yeah, especially if you're coaching the Pistons. Um, uh, what do you got at 29?
29. I have the Rockets.
The Rockets. Ooh. Okay, so we're gonna disagree on this one. I have the Rockets a bit higher because I think they had a very good free agency and draft. I actually have the Charlotte Hornets, and they were 27 and 55 last year. Um, they missed the playoffs, obviously, one of the worst teams, but they did end up with Brandon Miller. Was that the right pick? I don't know. I'm probably taking Scoot, but it just depends. I I like Scoot Henderson more than Brandon Miller, but I feel like Brandon Miller is gonna fit the Hornets better, and I think they'll get better this year.
Yes, I tend to disagree with you on that. I put the Hornets one up from the Rockets just because they still are in that rebuild phase.
Yeah.
They're well, not quite there yet. There's rumors of Howard coming back. Do we know that? I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see what so why did you put the Rockets at 29?
I put them there just because, like I said, they're still in that rebuild, and rebuild takes a while. It doesn't just happen overnight. You got to have that camaraderie of everybody coming together, and I just don't know if they're there yet.
Yeah, I liked their free agency. I might have bumped them a little too high, but it's whatever. We'll see. Number 28, I got the San Antonio Spurs. You said you have the Hornets.
Yep.
So you already talked about this, and Victor Wembanyama is not going to change a franchise. I mean, they did. Greg Popovich will be staying, so that's nice for them. But I think Victor Wembanyama is not going to change this franchise, and I think they'll still need a few more picks, like in upcoming drafts, to just really because they're in the big rebuild stage. Even though Victor's looked decent, he won't change a franchise.
No, no, and I think the coach Steve Clifford. I think he's got enough potential to bring those Hornets out of the basement a little bit. Um, they still had the second pick, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, they did have the second pick, choosing Brandon Miller. And when you said Steve Clifford, I thought you were talking about the Spurs head coach, and I was about to.
No, no.
um, 27. Who do you have at 27?
Spurs. I have
Spurs.
Spurs.
Okay.
Yep.
I was gonna put the Spurs at 27, but instead I put the Washington Wizards 35 and 47. I probably should have flipped them in the Rockets because I have the Rockets at 26, but it's whatever. Um, yeah, 35 and 47 last year. Uh, I feel like was the Bradley Beal trade a good trade? I don't know. We'll have to see. I think it was a weird trade. They got Jordan Poole out of it. They got Chris Paul to trade to the Warriors for Jordan Poole. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes, and it might go well, it might not. We'll see.
Maybe. You're you always try and look at the betting odds in Vegas. Okay, it has those little bit of quirks that they don't know what's going on. Um, Even at that, I still put the Spurs down. The betting odds on the Wizards, you're right. I mean, you have that odds of 25,000 to none for the 24 title, but I still don't think Victor has enough to come out and make the Spurs an amazing team. It's not. It doesn't take one. It takes five.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean,
what I was saying
it
too.
it
Yeah.
it, it takes five guys, and I just don't see it. I don't see it at all. Um, Maybe in years come, maybe
Yeah, that's what
maybe
I was saying too.
more.
I think especially if they keep being very awful and they get lucky at the draft lottery, they could keep rebuilding and getting some high-end draft picks.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so at number 26, I kinda spoiled it. I got the Rockets, which I really loved their free agency. Their draft picks were so good. They took Amen Thompson at 4, and they stole Cam Whitmore at 20. I was waiting for Cam Whitmore to go. I was like, "When is he gonna get drafted?" And then finally, the Rockets took him. I don't know if that's because of injury cause or what, but I think that was a steal.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the Rockets they definitely have potential. They're in that rebate rebuild phase, and they've got potential. It's just how is it going to come together? I mean, great teams fall just as well as teams with new guys coming on go to
Yeah,
the
they
top.
Yeah, I also like Jalen Green too, still on the Rockets, and I mean, they were also, like, almost going for James Harden at one point, but that fell through. I I don't know, do you think they should have gotten James Harden?
Do I think he's over? No, I think he's still got a lot of gas left in him. I think they jumped too hard a little bit. I think they should have stayed with James Harden. I think they should have went after him. Yeah, absolutely. I
I
think
disagree. I
there's there,
think
there's no way that you can say that Harden is done. I mean, is he played out? Maybe with the way they're coaching, you know.
yeah, but, the thing I was looking at is I feel like the Rockets have so much potential in the future with their good young players that I don't see them trading maybe one of those good young players for James Harden who might retire in 4 years, you know?
Yeah, but it's like training an old or a new puppy to bird hunt. You don't just take her out in the field and let her just go wild. You take an old dog and you teach him. That old dog will
Yeah,
teach. That old dog will teach some of these new ones.
that's what coaches are for.
Yeah, they can't teach him all the tricks.
Okay, who do you got at wait, who'd you say you had at
I had the
26?
Wizards.
Okay, let's see why.
You know, this 25, 24, 26, it's all a toss up. I mean,
Yeah,
any of the teams can flip flop.
definitely.
I I think there's possibility they have a right hand man to build the Wizards. Is that Ted Leonosis? Not good with names. He's a team owner. He comes out and he's really looking for it.
I
They
mean,
went to number 8 in the draft, so they got a decent player.
yeah,
Hopefully, hopefully we
they
don't
they
know.
they had 7, they had picked 7.
They ended up 7.
Yeah,
So
and they picked, Bile Calby. I'm not good with names either, so
yeah, I mean it's a toss up. They went 35 and 47.
yeah, I mean, they didn't have
I
the
mean,
worst record.
it was there between them and the Blazers. I'm going to spoil my next one. The Blazers, the Blazers went 33 and 48.
Okay, yeah,
I I mean,
40 I think
it
they went
it's
it's
they
okay,
went
keep going.
33 and 49.
Yeah, that's what I was
So, you know,
anyways,
so I think they could have gone at 25 too, but I don't like Washington.
yeah, uh, so I'll say my 25 since you did, you know. I got the Indiana Pacers, and you probably have them at 24. I have them at 25 because I like what the Blazers did as well. With the Scoot Henderson pick, but I'll get to that later. I mean, they still have Tyrese Halliburton, uh, who obviously is developing. I mean, made the All Star game this last season. They're definitely in rebuild mode, but I do see the Pacers making the playoffs in years to come once they develop. I mean, they had that 8th pick in the draft, taking Jarris Walker from Houston. Great pick. They needed a forward. They got it, and I think that's why they should be there at number 25 because I like the Blazers more than them. So you can tell us you're 24.
24, I have the Magic. You know,
Ooh, okay.
uh, I try and look at the past season's records, and you've got a big gap from those top contenders and the contenders that really struggled last year. Um, you know, Wagner continues to come into his own. He's still at that stage. I mean, they're rebuilding. They've got you know they had rookie of the year in 2022.
Yeah, Paulo Banchero,
Yeah,
great pick. I really liked that pick by them.
yeah. I mean, they have potential. I just don't see them there this next year.
I really like that team, and that's why I bumped them up one, or I bumped them up one from you to 23. I got the Trailblazers at 24, very high on Scoot Henderson. Hope he has an amazing career. He's been playing very well in the summer league. Um, Sad that they didn't win the Victor Wembanyama, but I think uh, that number 3 pick for Scoot Henderson was a very good pick. And then the Damian Lillard thing, that's kind of just like he's. Do you think Damian Lillard's going to go to Miami, or do you think he'll stay in Portland? Because it's just a toss up at this point.
I would say stay. I mean,
You think he's going to stay? Wow.
yeah, I think he's gonna stay. I think they have that I don't know. He wants to play to win, and I think the Trailblazers they want to win.
They
They just
wanna win, but they
they
can't.
just
I
they
think
just
he's
they need to do a little more practicing. It sounds like.
well, he's definitely I think he's definitely going to Miami. Because if you look at it, he literally said, quote, unquote, "I will not be playing unless I go to Miami," which is just wild.
Oh yeah, he may,
But,
may.
yeah, so, we'll see how that winds up, but, um, I think I think the Blazers will be good from now until a few years because I really like Scoot Henderson, as I've been saying. But who do you got at 23? Because I got the Magic.
You have the Magic. All right. Well, I have the Pacers. I
The
think that
Pacers, okay.
Halliburton. I think he's going to do great things, and I feel like the All Star game really gave him some hype. I really think he's going to be that leader on that team, and I think they're going to do better this year. I
Yeah,
think
that that is definitely true. Tyrese Halliburton's been started to be like an actual good player. Now the Pacers got him a few years ago. But I got the Magic, and like you said, Paulo Banchero gonna be a very good player in years to come. Franz Wagner gonna be good, and I mean Markel Fultz, their point guard, he's he's what I'm questioning about this Magic team. But I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they fight for a play-in spot coming this
it's possible.
postseason. I think it will be for the Magic. Um, I like I like them in the coming years, and they also had 2 first-round picks or 2 lottery picks, which is just insane. They had 6 and 11 with Jet Howard and Anthony Black, which I
Right.
like I liked those picks, but we'll see what happens to the Magic. Let's go to number 22. Who do you got?
22. I have the Jazz.
I also have the Jazz.
Yep.
Why do you have the Jazz?
They are definitely attempting to rebuild.
Yeah.
The All-Star forward Markinton. I'm going to say
Ma
that way. Uh,
Markkanen?
yeah, and the all-rookie center Kessler. I think they have a lot of talent. They have a lot of potential, um, but they have a $30 million salary cap. They've still got space to go. I still think they have that potential. I don't think they need to be any higher, but they definitely have space to get somebody. That'd be a
Yeah.
team. That'd be a team right there. You should see Harden on.
Wow, you think Harden should go to the Jazz? I don't know. We'll see. That could be I mean, maybe. You never know with James Harden. I like this team. I like Taylor Hendricks, the pick from UCF, the forward at I think it was 11 or no, I think it was 9. Um,
Hmm.
I think that pick was a very good pick, and then they obviously, like you said, have Laurie Markkinen and Walker Kessler. Um, I think the Jazz have good years in them. I just think this 22 spot, I think we ranked them the same spot because we just both know that they're not high enough to be out of the 20s, but they're not
Yep.
low enough to be over 25 and stuff.
Yep.
But I definitely have high hopes for the Jazz coming forward, especially Laurie Markkinen and Walker Kessler.
Yep. Who do you got at 20?
21. Okay. You asked me. I got the Toronto Raptors at 21. What do you
Yep.
got?
That's who I have.
Interesting.
I'm gonna sit here and I'm gonna say blah blah blah, coaching, coaching, coaching. But the Raptors are picking up the Grizzlies' assistant coach. Um,
You're
they're
not even gonna pronounce that
I'm
name.
not gonna try and pronounce the last name now. And he's gonna bring a new atmosphere to it. He's gonna bring
Yeah.
something new to the guys, and hopefully they catch on to it.
I think
Uh,
he's
you know, they are losing a couple free agents, and I think Gary Trent, and I don't know how to say the other one, Jacob.
Patel.
Uh, yeah, I think they're gonna join him. I really do.
Um, yeah, I like their draft pick. I think they stole Grady Dick. I mean, they picked him up at 13, thought he was gonna go top 10 or something. Um, and then I think he's gonna be a very good replacement for Nick Nurse.
Yeah,
Fred VanVleet did leave for the Rockets, which we totally forgot to mention. I don't know how. That's also why I had the Rockets so high. They got the defensive power of Dylan Brooks and then just a good veteran of Fred VanVleet. Um, but it's just, I mean, they lost the East play-in. Obviously, they went against the Bulls,
Yeah.
but I think it's going to be a very I think they're gonna be a good team. I think they'll make the play-ins again, um, and I think they're gonna keep going.
All right. I agree with that.
Okay, 20. I got the Brooklyn Nets.
The Nets, huh? All right.
Yes.
All
Who do
right.
you have?
I have the Bulls.
Ooh, interesting. So I have the Nets because they lost in they made the playoffs and lost in the first round. They were the 6th seed. They lost to the Sixers. They got
Yep.
swept. I just don't like this team. I don't feel like they're that good. I mean, the 45 and 37 record shows that they're not one of the high end teams, and I don't think they're as good as the Bulls. I think the Bulls are 19 on my list at least. But I do like Mikal Bridges. He's gonna be good. Um, they had some decent draft picks. It was just like they had the 21st and 22nd. Which, I mean, that's good, but they selected 2 forwards, which I don't understand that pick, but I think it was okay.
Yeah, yeah, points come from the paint. Points come from the paint. The big guys downstairs. I mean, I don't understand it. I have them at 19, and
So we just
I,
flipped those,
we
yeah.
just flipped those. I really think that they have potential. They've got young guys, and I think they can come around. They do need to look more towards the center. They need to have some centers in there because it helps having a guy downstairs that can put in the points. The Bulls, they face some major decisions to enter a couple guys entering free agency.
Yeah.
They they have the history of having great teams, and
Oh, yeah.
it's definitely weighing down to how they're going to go about putting that roster together, and building the younger guys up to have the talent.
Yeah. I mean, there's big decisions, especially with, Nikola Vucevic, um,
Yep.
a
Kobe White.
longtime veteran, and, yeah, Kobe
Kobe
White,
White.
that could be a good pickup. DeMar DeRozan's still on the Bulls, which is good because his daughter single-handedly helped them beat the Raptors in the play-in tournament, so,
Right.
um, 18, I got the
Eight.
Hawks.
I would agree with that one.
Okay.
You went 50. Um,
Yeah,
they
they
hired
did go
they
500.
hired they hired Spider Snyder halfway
Yeah,
through the
yeah,
season.
in mid-season,
You
yeah,
know,
that's
I
crazy.
think I think giving him a whole season will definitely have its chance.
Yeah,
You
I
know,
think it was
it,
hard for them because, they had to go to they were in the first round, they were the 7 seed, and they went against the 2-seeded Boston Celtics, which I think was just such a hard matchup for them, but I think if they had any other team in those playoffs, even the Bucks, I think they could've at least made it to the 2nd round. I
yeah,
like their team, and I like Trae Young even though he wasn't an all-star last year. I think they'll be pretty good in years to come.
right. It'll be a good team to watch out for sure, for sure.
Yeah, who do you got at 17? We're almost halfway.
17. I have the Mavericks.
Ooh,
I,
interesting. So we're gonna flip on this one too, I'm assuming, because I have the Timberwolves and I have the
yep.
Mavericks next. Okay, so why do you have the Mavericks?
Oh, you know, I think the Mavericks have potential. I just don't see them having more than
Yeah.
Timberwolves. The Mavs improve the support cast by hiring Luca, and we're gonna see. There's some serious injury there with Irving, and I just don't know. I
Yeah,
just don't see that Irving's gonna pull through and come back and be a better than
I
95%.
mean, you never know what a guy who thinks the earth is flat's gonna do. So,
No.
um, He got so I got the Timberwolves, and the reason behind this is so they lost in the first round to the Nuggets, uh obviously because the Nuggets are the best, but
Mm,
42 and 40, just above 500. I like their team. I was going to put the Mavericks here. So I, the thing I don't like about the Mavericks is I feel like they were this close to they could have made the play-in tournament, but instead they had Luca foul for them
yeah,
to purposely lose the game and get out, which I don't like that. And I'm glad that they didn't get a high pick in the lottery. They got 12 and got Derek Lively, which is still pretty
right.
good pick. I mean, they needed a center, but I also don't know if Kyrie's going to stay healthy. So we'll see. Let's move on to the halfway mark, number 15,
All right. Number 15. Who you got?
the Thunder.
I would agree with
Which
that
is
one.
crazy. They had the number 2 pick a few years ago, or last year, actually, sorry.
Yep.
Uh, and they had 10 this year taking Carson Wallace, which I liked. I liked the Carson Wallace pick. They were 2 games under 500, lost in the play-in, were the worst team coming into the play-in. But I mean, they weren't supposed to be this like decent. They weren't like good, but they weren't supposed to be decent. And people thought, oh, pairing up Chet Holmgren and Victor Wembanyama could possibly happen. That does not happen, and hopefully Chet Holmgren can come back after that injury in the summer league last year, and possibly win Rookie of the Year, with as he's their number 2 overall pick. So I
Yeah,
think,
absolutely. And those foot injuries, they take a while to heat up, to get back and going. And
yeah,
I definitely see, some potential out of them for
I
sure.
I really
I think they go over 500, this
yeah.
year.
I mean, SGA has been playing very well. I mean, he did make first team All NBA. Um, I think definitely the future is very, very bright in Oklahoma City. I think they could win a title in the next few years if they just keep building.
Absolutely. I
They
mean,
just
everybody's got a chance. It's just whether they're going to do it or not.
Yeah, but the thing is health, health, health. Because if Chet's healthy and SGA goes down,
Yeah,
or
they're
if
back. Yeah.
SGA is healthy and Chet goes down, that's just
Yep. Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you got in
14.
team 14? What do you
I
got?
got the Pelicans.
Yes, I definitely see the Pelicans up there.
Okay.
Hopefully Williamson is healthy.
Yeah,
He missed 40 the last final 45 games last year due to hamstring
I'm
injury.
the funny thing is I'm pretty sure I saw something today that said he's like missed like I don't remember what it was, but he's missed tons of games.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And he's a great player. Same with Ingram. Ingram in the last two
Yeah,
seasons
Brandon Ingram's
64 regular season games. I mean,
I just
if they can stay
the
healthy.
thing was, they were at the top of the Western Conference, even
Yep.
higher than the Nuggets, and then they just got injuries, 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 and down they went.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, and that goes with any sport. You got to be
You
healthy.
gotta stay healthy, yeah.
You got to
That
have your
is
players healthy.
health is a huge factor. We'll go to 13. I got the Clippers. It's a toss up between them and the Kings, but I got the Clippers.
You got the Clippers. I went with the Clippers as well. Again, you've got injuries. I mean,
Kawhi and
Kawhi
Paul
is right.
George.
ACLs always stink.
I just
I think injuries are hurting these teams from being higher up in the rankings for sure. They
this is
lost the first round in the West,
yeah, to
and
the Suns.
and it's something that you say, oh, I'm going to play a great team, but is it great when they're missing one of their star players?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing I was thinking. I was like, so we were talking about this on the other podcast I was on, um, about maybe they trade Kawhi or Paul George for James Harden, and I was thinking to myself, I feel like that's not a good take because Kawhi is just injury prone and he's getting old, and then Paul George is also very injury prone. So I don't know if the 76ers
Hey,
would want him.
age don't mean nothing, dude. It's just a number.
I know, but
Number.
if he
Look at
can't stay
Tom Brady.
healthy, If he
Look at
can't
Tom
stay
Brady.
if he can't stay healthy, there's no point in him playing.
I would agree with that. I would agree with that. There's things called vitamins. I'm getting older.
Okay, 12, I got the Kings.
12, you've got the Kings. I also have the Kings.
Okay. They lost to the Warriors in a I think was an amazing series. It was back and forth, Draymond getting ejected. Um,
yeah, I I
I
don't
think
I don't see him going over 50 this year though.
ooh,
I see him right there at that same as they were last year, 48, 49. I just don't think they have that potential to get over that 50
yeah,
mark.
I mean, they were the 3 seed, so that's pretty good for them, especially because I don't think they've made the playoffs in, like, 15 years.
Yeah.
So, that's
Yeah,
really
that was really good. I mean, like I said, they're
and their fan base was happy. They were
absolutely, absolutely.
they have good fans, and I think they have a good they have some good talent. I mean, they got, De'Aaron Fox and, they doesn't look like they had a first round draft pick though, so must have traded that away.
Yep.
Now I'm looking at
They
11.
they did have coach of the year,
Oh, yeah, they did. Um,
you know.
they
They had
did
a
have
clutch
coach
player of the year. So, I think they definitely have some talent.
but I
Some
think you're right about
talent
them not crossing that 50. I think the 50 is just a little too high for
too
them.
high for 'em. Yep. So, who do you got at 11?
I got someone who did win 50 games, 51
Yeah,
actually, the
yeah,
Cleveland
there
Cavaliers.
it is. There it is. Yeah,
Yes. Um,
it,
they I'm just their playoffs. They lost to the Knicks and I think was 5 games and it was just uh I don't know. They just didn't play well in the playoffs. Like they were playing
no,
very well. I mean, you had uh Donovan Mitchell scoring 71 in a game, which is highest since Devin Booker and Kobe.
yeah. I mean, you've got the Cavaliers. They were scoring 94.2 points per game in the
Yeah.
playoffs.
Yeah,
I just
that's not going to win a game.
no, that's not going to win a game. You
Especially
got to.
yeah.
They definitely have the squad to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
all their main players are 26 years or younger. I mean, they have life ahead of them. They have lessons to learn, and I think this season's definitely going to be different than last. I think they're going to have a little more. I think they go 55.
55. Ooh.
Yeah,
Ooh, okay.
yeah.
Maybe end up with that 2 seed or 1 seed maybe.
Hey,
I
that,
got a t wait, what were you gonna say?
no, go ahead.
Well, I was gonna move on, so
Yeah,
you can
go ahead and move on.
okay, fine.
Who
Uh,
do we?
number 10, I have a team with the exact same record, 51 and 31, the Memphis Grizzlies.
Hmm,
What do you got?
I have the Warriors. I do.
Ooh, ooh. Okay, I have the Grizzlies because I just Ja Morant. I mean, he obviously with his off the court issues, he's gonna have a suspension starting this season. But I mean, Memphis hasn't looked too bad when without Ja. But I mean, I don't think they're gonna be. I like how they got rid of Dylan Brooks though. That was a good move, even though he had really good defense. I just think that it was good that it's not good that John Morant's doing what he's doing off the court.
I think the Grizzly. I have them a little bit higher. I have them the next spot.
Oh,
I think the Grizz, even with his suspension, if he does get suspension in the first start of the season, I think they have the potential to keep going. You know, I think the manager is definitely aggressively pursuing the replacement for Dylan Brooks. So I think he's looking for that, spot to fill that someone that's going to be of equal level or more. Um, but I definitely think that they're the next one for sure.
okay. At number 9, I have the New York Knicks.
Okay,
You have the
Grizz.
Grizzlies?
Yep.
Okay, so I like the Knicks. So they lost in the semis to the Heat. Um, I mean, they were in talks to get James Harden possibly, which I think wouldn't be too bad for them. I mean,
No.
James Harden's a very good basketball player. They do have RJ Barrett and Emmanuel Quickly. I think uh, the Knicks will be pretty good in years to come. And you obviously talked about the Grizzlies already. So let's
Yeah.
just move on to number 8. I have finally the Golden State Warriors.
Oh,
Lost in the semis to the Lakers, which it's kind of sad to think that that might be the last time we see the LeBron Steph rivalry.
yeah.
But
I,
well, in
I
the playoffs. So
I have the Knicks. You
yeah,
know, so I really like the Knicks. I think they have potential for sure. You know, I'm not quite sure that your Golden State Warriors should be that high. I
I
I don't know.
I I just like them more than the Knicks and the Grizzlies at this moment. Maybe
I,
the Cavaliers should have been a little higher. I was gonna put the Cavaliers at 10 and the Grizzlies at 11, but I felt like that was too much dropping for the Grizzlies.
you got to remember too that the Warriors aren't. Bill Myers. He's not returning as GM. You
Yeah,
know, their salary cap is already sky high. So can they go much more? I don't know. I don't see
I
them that high.
really like their draft pick though at number I think it was 19 with Brandon Podzimski from Santa Clara. I really
True.
liked that pick.
Yeah.
And I think the thing was, it was funny that his draft comparisons were Steph Curry and Chris Paul, and he's going to play with Steph Curry and Chris Paul in
Right.
Golden State.
Yep.
Um, and maybe Golden State can pull something off and get Chris Paul another his first ring. So we'll
Yeah.
see about that. 7, who do you got?
I got the Lakers.
I actually have the Denver Nuggets. Just
Wow.
kidding. I have
Oh,
the Lakers.
I was gonna
I
say, wow.
I
I'm
think the
pretty.
Lakers are a very good team. They obviously got swept by Denver
Yeah.
um, in the conference finals, but they started off, I think, like 2-10, and to see them go like this far is pretty crazy, especially for them being a 7 seed. I also really do like the free agent addition of Gabe Vincent from the Heat, who led them to an NBA Finals appearance. So
Yeah. I definitely think they have the potential to be um, a contender definitely next year. We'll
Do you
see how.
think do you think LeBron gets one more ring?
Absolutely not.
Of course.
Nope.
I think he might. I think he could possibly,
Nope.
but we'll see.
He's too
Um,
selfish. Too
we got
selfish.
the Philadelphia 76ers. They hired obviously Nick Nurse, and we talked about him getting replaced, so here's where he went. Um, they broke that 50 win bar that we have set, got the 3 seeds, swept the Nets, and then just collapsed against the Celtics. They did have MVP Joel Embiid, though, which should have been Jokic for a third straight year, but they felt bad for everyone else.
I
But
I see James Harden doing
st-
great.
you see him staying?
Yeah, I do. I do.
Interesting.
I think they're a championship contender, and I see Harden, definitely taking that team to the next level. And I think he regains the MVP spot. Um, I'm not going to put him at number one, but they're definitely up there.
I could possibly see that too. Okay, number 5, I have the Phoenix Suns, and this is my question for you. They're trying to build the super team, and for the past few years, we've realized that is the super team era done? Do you think so? Yes or no?
Hmm. Yeah,
Tough
I do.
question.
I do. I
Wow.
think I do. Kevin Durant wearing purple and orange. It's a pretty good one. You know, I think they have the possibility. I just don't see it being a super team.
Well, the thing I think the super team era will never be finished, but I think it's just going to be paused. I think I don't think it'll work
Would agree with that. I would agree with
because
that. I mean, look back at the Bulls with MJ. that was a super team. You know,
And
you've
then you look
got
at the
Celtics,
Warriors.
the Warriors. I mean, Heat. There was always. I guess
Yeah,
there were all a super team, but
but now
I I don't see it being the Suns.
yeah. Well, nowadays it's like with the Nuggets as they won the championship this year, like one star player as in Jokic, or like if you want to
Mhm.
count Jamal Murray, two-star players with a great surrounding core instead of
Right.
having like the Warriors in like 2016 with Durant, Clay, Draymond, Steph.
See,
So
and I have the Bucks at 5. I
you have the
see.
Bucks. Wow.
Yeah, I see that they're hiring the Raptors assistant Griffin as their head coach. So I see some change. I don't see them
Yeah.
going downhill, but I
This,
definitely see that being a challenge.
this is the problem for me about the Bucks. I have them higher, but they lost to the 8 seed in I think it was 5 games. So,
They
that's
they did. And so
they
I put them at
collapsed.
5. I
But they
just
also have the best player in the world right now, so I mean, it's a it's a
and
toss-up.
who do you think that is?
Giannis Antetokounmpo
I don't know if he's the best player in the world.
currently?
No,
Who?
I don't think he's the best player in the
Who?
world. I think you've got,
Exactly, you don't know.
I don't know. Actually, I don't know.
He's the best player in the world currently. Um, at
Jokovic.
4, who do you have?
I have the 76ers. You know,
Ooh.
I think they're a little bit better there. I think that Harden stays, and I think they have the possibility definitely to go
Okay,
next.
I have who you probably have at 3, the
The Heat.
Miami Heat.
Yeah.
44 and 38, barely made the play-in. They win the play or they actually lost a game in the play-in and had to compete for the 8 seed. They got that 8 seed,
Yep.
and then they just rode all the way to the finals, losing in 5 games to Denver. Um, Damian Lillard, possible addition, wouldn't be that bad to trade because they got Gabe Vincent got traded and or free agent, I don't know. And now who's gonna be their point guard? I see Lillard stepping
Yeah.
up.
I do too. I do too, for sure.
Uh,
I do have them at the 3 seed, and I think that has a lot to do with the finals last year. They definitely have that winning mentality where it counts. It doesn't so much show that the record, 44 and 38, but
yeah, but
those final games, if you're able to play your butt off in those finals, then yeah, you definitely deserve that higher spot.
one more thing I wanted to say was definitely I think, Jimmy Butler needs to perform in the regular season like he does in the playoffs.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yep.
But anyways, number 3, I have the Bucks, personally. Best record in the NBA. I mean, they almost had as many losses as the Pistons had wins. So,
True. True.
uh 58-20, 58 and 24. I mean, I think they're going up. They got Giannis. I think they just need to not choke in those playoffs.
Yep. Yep. I agree. I definitely agree. I just didn't have them that high. I think the Heat definitely has the talent, and if they can play like they did in the finals in the regular season, they'll be up there for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely. I think we have the same number 2 and number 1. The Celtics 2, Nuggets 1 going into the season.
Absolutely not.
Are you serious?
No, I'm joking.
I
I'm
know.
joking. I
I
I
know.
agree. I
There's no
agree.
way because you haven't said either of those teams, and it's just common sense.
Oh, I swear I said Nuggets at 30.
um,
No, it's common sense for sure. You know, even though the Celtics had more wins, I just don't see them as good of a team as the Nuggets for
I
sure.
mean, yeah, definitely, and you know that'll wrap up our way too early power rankings. Um, Next up, maybe we play a little game of true or false. I'll give you 5 true or false questions. You have to answer true or false. However many you get right, that's the total points you get. and we'll be keeping track till maybe like a certain episode. So,
Okay.
okay. Number 1. We got a golf ball is the fastest recorded object in sports.
Ooh.
This is an interesting one.
Trying to think of all my sports. I'm gonna say false.
You're going to say false. That's actually true.
Really?
Yeah. I was really shocked when I saw that one. I had no clue. And this next one, it's a 50-50, I guess. Because you know nothing about the NHL. We got the Tampa Bay Lightning is the most southern team in the NHL. True or false?
Ooh.
Tampa Bay's down there.
I'm gonna say true on that one.
That's
Probably.
false.
Yeah, there we go.
You're probably thinking I'm just saying the opposite one. Okay,
Cool.
this one should be pretty easy, but you probably don't know much about soccer. Uruguay won the first FIFA World Cup. True or false?
I'm just gonna go opposite and say true. I don't know that at
That
all.
is correct.
Woo! Got
I'm
one.
That one was a pretty easy one if you're intelligent. Um, uh, this one's a one that I really like. It's a cricket one. There are
Okay.
6 balls in an over in cricket. True or false?
True.
That is true. Probably because you made me
Somebody
play
made me
cricket with
play
you.
it. Yeah. Oh, I made you, huh? Yeah.
Um,
That
okay,
worked.
the world record for men's triple jump is over 18 meters, which is 59 feet.
True.
That is going to be true. You were 3 for 5, 3 points on the board. My turn. Let's
All right.
let's see.
We're gonna start off with golf balls because I
Ag-
think it's a good one.
wow, again.
Yeah. So, true or false? There are 336 dimples on an average golf ball.
Oh my! Of course, that's something you would do. I'm gonna say
I
true.
I'm gonna say yes. You are right. There you
Let's
go.
go.
Yeah. All right. I have one here. Uh, horse racing. We're gonna jump over to horse racing because
Of
I'm not
course.
that standard guy. All right. So the Kentucky Derby, the Preakness Stakes, and the Belmont Stakes are 3 races that complete the Triple Crown.
Oh, I think so. I thought so. True.
You really gonna say true?
Well,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true. That's true.
I thought those were all part of the Triple Crown. I actually kind of knew that one for
You
being
did?
horse racing. Well,
Oh,
kind of.
yeah. Yep.
Anyways,
All right. So 2 for 2.
looks like
All right.
someone's gonna be losing after episode 1.
Yeah, I guess so. All right. Boxing. Okay. All right. Joe Frazier was the only boxer to fight against Muhammad Ali and win.
False.
That is true.
Are you only doing trues?
Yeah.
I thought Muhammad Ali had at least 2 losses. I don't know.
He might have had 2. No, but he wasn't that Muhammad. Did he have 2? I don't know. What I looked up, it said true.
Okay.
Maybe Google's wrong.
Well, I don't know. It's okay.
All right. We're gonna jump over to Olympics. So
Okay.
what are you?
I'm 2 for 3.
2 for 3.
I'm
Okay.
keeping score.
All right. In the Beijing Olympics, China won 102 gold medals, total
In the
medals.
Beijing Olympics. So that was like 2008, I think.
I think it was 8.
Yeah. Um, how many gold medals?
102, not gold, medals in general.
Oh,
102.
I'm gonna say true.
False. They won 100.
Yeah, of course. Of course, it's 2 off.
Yeah, I
I
can't.
was gonna,
Yeah.
because that seems like a logical answer because, I mean, China's huge, so.
China is huge, and they definitely.
Okay, last one.
All right, last one. We're gonna jump over to something your mom probably likes. There are
Don't say it.
26.5 miles in a marathon.
No, false.
False. Okay, you're right. How
I
many
knew
are there?
that.
How many are there?
26.2.
All right. There
We're
you go.
tied 3 to
We're
3
tied up. Tied it up.
going into episode 2 hopefully next Saturday. We'll see. We'll see what comes up in our
Yeah.
hectic schedule. Let's move over to the Major League Baseball, the Diamond. Now, you don't watch a lot of baseball, do you?
Every now and then.
Okay. Well, who do you think the World Series is gonna be?
I think the Braves win it.
Okay, we have the same. Yeah, I think the Braves win it
Who do you
against
think? Who
who?
do you think you're gonna play against?
I think so. I think if the Rays don't choke, I think they're gonna play the Rays and beat them in 6. But
No,
honestly, I do
the
think
Dodger.
the
The,
Dodgers.
the
What
Dodgers. Yeah, Dodgers. I think they're gonna be right there with the Braves.
in the NL?
Yeah.
You think so?
Mm-hmm. Think so. I
Oh,
think
look
the
at
I
that
think
by Mark Craddock. Look at that. We love to see it.
Elliot. Oh man,
56 and 5.
5. He did have 5.
Therefore, I'm
Eagle was
putting
wrong.
myself at 4 points.
4. Yep. You got it.
Thank you for the fact check.
I think the Braves will be against the Astros.
That's what I was going to say too. If the
I
Rays don't choke, because the Astros seem like they can get there every year, even if their team's subpar.
yeah, I
And
think I think the Astros beat the Rangers and
win
I
the
think
division.
yep, win the division. I think they play the Braves in the World Series.
I could see that. Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Um, okay. Let's move on to award predictions. AL Cy Young. I'll start. I got Kevin Gossman. I'm looking at Framber Valdez, and I'm saying, I don't know. It depends how the Astros can keep up, but I'm going Kevin Gossman of the Blue Jays. He has a 3.04 ERA, 146 strikeouts in 109 and 2/3 innings pitched. I think he's a great candidate for this award this year. What about
Yeah,
you?
you're on your own on the awards because I didn't know much about this.
You're not doing the
I don't
awards?
I don't follow the baseball very much, bud.
Okay, well, I'll
No,
say my
you keep
NL
going.
Cy
I agree
Young.
with you. I'll tell you what. I'll agree with you on this. You got it.
Okay. I got Zach Gallen, 3.04 ERA, 125 on the strikeouts, 118 and a third innings pitched for the Diamondbacks, leading them to the top of the NL West. I think he's obviously a pretty good candidate. He's in the betting odds number 1 because I've been looking at that to place some bets. Um, Uh, AL MVP, I got Shohei Ohtani. I think it's his award to lose at this point. If he loses it, it's his fault. He's 341 at bats, 32 home runs, 103 hits, and then on the mound, he has a 3.32 ERA, 132 strikeouts, 100 and a third innings pitched, and 71 RBIs, 302 average, and a 387 on base percentage, which is very good for Shohei Ohtani. And now this one I'm pretty sure is locked in. Ronald Acuna Jr. for NL MVP on the MLB leading Braves. 359 at bats, 21 home runs, 119 hits, 55 RBIs, and he is the fun fact of the day. Wait, he is the first player in AL/NL history with 20 plus home runs, 40 plus stolen bases, 50 plus RBIs before the All-Star game,
Dang.
which is crazy to think. It's because of that new rule where you can only pick off a batter twice, or well, you can pick him off 3 times, but if the third one's unsuccessful, it's not good. But then Rookie of the Year. I mean, I think the AL Rookie of the Year is more easy than the NL. I think it's Josh Jung, um, for the AL. 347 at bats, 19 home runs, 97 hits, 56 RBIs, and 280 average with a 331 on base percentage. And then the NL, it's close between Ellie De La Cruz and Corbin Carroll. But the bad thing about Ellie De La Cruz is he did not start the season called up to the major leagues. He was down in Triple A. But since they called him up, the Reds have been on fire. But I think it's going to be Corbin Carroll with 308 at bats, 18 home runs, 89 hits, 48 RBIs, a 289 average, and 366 OPS. But yeah, I think it's going to be a close race for NL Rookie of the Year, definitely. But now we can move on to All-Star Weekend. So,
Did you watch that?
what?
Did you watch that?
A little bit, yeah. We'll start with the home run derby. Good home run derby, like usual. I think honestly, I'm just gonna say it. The MLB has the best All-Star weekend out of the 4 major sports. That's
I
what I
would
think.
I would say that was probably pretty correct. Who was it that switched hit in this year and was popping them off? Can't
I
remember
don't
who it
know.
was. There
I
was
don't
there,
know.
there was a guy at the home run derby that switched hit, and he was popping them off just as well as he was lefty.
I'm trying to think. I don't know. But obviously Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had a finals record of 25 home runs to clinch the title, defeating Randy Arozarena 25-23. What were your thoughts about this? Did you think Vladimir Guerrero Jr. was going to win this derby? Because I for sure did not.
No, I didn't. I didn't. I think he came to play though. He definitely came to play.
Well, the thing is, I thought Pete Alonso was going to win, and obviously he got knocked out in the very first round, which is heartbreaking. But Julio Rodriguez put on a show, making it to the semis, just didn't have enough. He hit 41 home runs in that first round, which was crazy. But the cool stat I have to bring up is Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Vladimir Guerrero Sr. are the first father son duo to win the home run derby.
Did not
Vlad
know.
Sr. won it back in the day, back in your time, and Vlad
Hey,
Jr. won it back in my time.
easy.
Um, um, let's just jump to the All-Star game. Crazy, to say the least. A 3-2 win for the NL, which snapped their 9-year losing streak. That could have been a decade, but not. But it was not a decade because guess who? The only thing the Rockies have done good all year, their catcher, Elias Diaz, with a late 2-run home run to secure the MVP and the win for the NL. What were your thoughts about this? Because mine, I was shocked.
Were you hoping he would do it in the regular season?
I wish.
I was shocked too. I definitely, you know, catchers have that ability though. You always think of who's the strongest guy on the diamond, and it's always the catcher.
I mean, yeah.
Catcher.
Speaking of catchers, we got another Mark Craddock stat. Adley Rutschman, 27 home runs as switch hitter. That's who you were talking about.
That's who.
Thank you again, Mark Craddock, whoever you are. Okay, let's go to the NFL and let's start with a game. Blind ranking these NFL quarterbacks. I'll go first. Okay, these ones are going to be tough for you.
All right.
Okay, the first quarterback I'm going to give you, Kirk Cousins, 1 to 5. What do you give him?
I'm gonna give him a 5. Nope, nope.
Ooh,
I'm gonna give him
whoa.
4.
Oh, okay, that's surprising because Kirk Cousins seems like just like a mid quarterback, but a 4's okay.
I
I'm
think you
glad you
got.
didn't.
I'm assuming you've got one more in there that's gonna be lower
I'm
than.
I'm glad you didn't put him at 5 because next you got Matt Ryan.
Yeah, that's 5. That's a 5. He's
Okay.
getting up there. He's not performing the way he should be.
Yeah, he's getting old.
That's
Um,
not funny.
uh, we got Geno Smith.
Gino.
Honestly, I would have put Kirk
And we're
Cousins
doing and,
above.
and we're doing this
You can't
for.
switch your list.
No, I know we can't switch our list, but we're doing this for this next season coming up, right?
No, throughout their career. Like,
Oh, throughout their
yeah.
career.
I mean, Gino's been there for a
I'm,
long
I'm gonna
time.
put him at 3. Yeah,
Yeah, you
he
kind of
had
have to at that point.
and he had a great season last year.
Honestly,
Yeah.
with my list, I probably would have put Kirk Cousins at 2
Oh my gosh.
because
Who
I
else?
got Ryan Tannehill.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, that's 2. That's 2 for sure.
Well, this will end out bad.
Yep.
Your
Who else?
number one quarterback is Trace McSorley. No, I'm just kidding. It's
Okay.
Joe Burrow.
Yeah, that's
So it ended good. Like you
it
had
ended.
some lows, you had some highs, ended in a high. What
Yep.
do you got for me?
All right. Let's start off with a
Ooh,
veteran who now plays for the Jets.
Aaron
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers.
Where are you gonna put him?
Okay, so I feel like you're gonna give me 2 quarterbacks that are better than him. So I'll just set the bar. We'll go 3.
3. All right. All right. Dak Prescott.
Ooh. I want to put him 2, but I feel like he's not as good as Aaron Rodgers. We'll put him 4.
Okay. All right. Trevor Lawrence.
Oh, I love Trevor Lawrence. He's playing very good. He played very good last year. I think he's right now, I think he's better than Aaron Rodgers, so I'll put him at 2. And I'm not mad about that.
Joe Burrow.
You're gonna give me Patrick Mahomes. You're gonna give me Patrick Mahomes. We'll put Joe Burrow at 1.
Okay. Josh Allen. Come on, put him in that number 5 spot.
I mean, if I had to change my list, I'd go. Uh, I'd probably put who was Dak Prescott at 5, Rodgers at 4.
You're gonna put Dak over Joe
No, Joe over Dak.
or Dak? Yeah,
I
Joe
think
over
I think Joe is the best quarterback you gave me, so I'm glad you put him. I put him at 1.
you. Are you kidding me?
I like Joe Burrow better than Josh Allen.
Really? Oh, I don't agree with that at all. That's
Of
horrible.
course you don't. That's the point of the
That
podcast.
that's horrible.
Okay. Let's go into some division predictions.
All right.
We'll start with the AFC East this episode. Maybe next episode we do AFC North, AFC West, AFC depends. So we'll start with the Bills schedule. Okay. Week
Okay.
1 they have a away Monday night football game at the Jets. I think they win this game. Gonna be close. Aaron Rodgers debut in the green and black. What do you got?
All right. So got. Do I think the Jets can pull it off against Allen? I don't. I think the Jets are going to come away with a loss on this one. I'm not going to give you a score because I don't know, but I think
Yeah, no
have
scores.
he's going to have a tough time coming from the Packers and
Yeah,
get into this
relearning the offense.
new team, new offense. So
Yeah,
I think it's a loss or
I totally agree.
a win for the Bills for sure.
Yeah, I give week 2, 3, and 4. I also give a win to the Bills. So putting them at about 4-0. What do
Yep,
you have in? I I, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory.
I
I mean,
agree.
week 4 could be a close one versus a home game against the Dolphins, but definitely have them winning that game. I think they split with the Dolphins this season.
Yeah,
Um,
I have
but
them. I have them winning. Oh, let's see here. What do I have? I don't have them losing very much. I have them. I have them losing in week 14.
their first loss in week 14.
Yep.
Interesting.
I think they start off strong.
I have their first loss in I think so this is my thing. I think their season is really easy to start and then it gets really hard like with once they pass that bye week. I mean, they have
Yep.
the Eagles and the Chiefs, but I'm going to say they lose to the Jaguars in week 5. I think it's going to be a toss up. They lost to the Jaguars a few years back. Great pass rush. They didn't really have any offensive connections. I think it was like 9-6. So,
Yeah.
and especially with Trevor Lawrence getting way better, I think it'll be
I
a
think that'll be a close one. I would agree
yeah.
with that. It'll be a close one.
It's a
I just don't think that their schedule is very hard until, like you said,
yeah.
that bye week. That bye week, they got the Chiefs,
I mean,
Cowboys,
even
Cardinals.
even before the bye week, like at week 9, I have them losing to the Bengals. So I have them going into week 12 against the Eagles. I have them losing. So going into their bye week, I have them at a good 9-3.
And I have them at 12-0. But then I think they go on a losing streak. I think
I
they
think
lose
they
to the
lose to the
Cowboys.
Chiefs. I
I
think they
think
beat the Cowboys. So I have them losing to the Chiefs and the Dolphins and putting them at 12-5.
hmm
What do you got?
I have them Dolphins, Chiefs, Cowboys, and I think they will beat the Chargers for sure. So I think go into the postseason having 3 losses.
So you think they'll be 14-3? Do you think that secures the 1 seed?
I think so.
Interesting. Okay, let's move on to the Jets. We already said they lose to the Bills in week 1, they lose to the Bills in week 11, but their schedule, I think so I have them losing their first 2 games, starting 0-2. Not good for Aaron Rodgers right now, but they have the Cowboys and the Bills, and then they have the Patriots and then the Chiefs. So I mean, they're 1-3, I think. I think they beat the
I,
Patriots.
I would agree with that. I think they beat the Patriots.
And then
Um,
I think they beat the Broncos in a close fought game in Denver. Um
you better have your donkeys bringing some extra heat at quarterback then, because they kind of lost out last year.
Okay, 6, I got a loss. So I think heading into their bye week in week 7, not looking too good. 2 and 4 record going into the bye week in week 7, but then I think they just explode. Win against the Giants, win against the Chargers, win against the Raiders, lose against the Bills, but then get right back hot. Win against the Dolphins, win against the Falcons, win against the Texans, then lose to the Dolphins in Miami, then win against the Commanders and Browns and finish it out with a week 18 game that I feel like won't matter to them. Therefore, I think they just sit their starters unless a playoff spot's on the line. I think they'll be in as like at least a 6 or a 7, but I have them losing to the Patriots and going 10-7. What about you?
I have them going 10-7 as well. I think they explode. I definitely seen last year they had a really good explosion. I just think
They
it
Yeah,
continues there after they get their kinks worked out. Definitely.
100%. So now let's move on to the Patriots, and I think this is the worst team in the division. Um, I don't see a lot of wins for them. Honestly, I'm not even going to tell you game by game. I'm just going to tell you I have them going 6-11.
6-11. I think I had them going 7-10.
7-10. I could see
Yeah,
that. I mean,
I
I could give them a win against maybe the Broncos, the maybe against the Dolphins or the Bills, like just a divisional game that they
yeah.
possibly could pull out. Maybe
I just
against the
I don't
Jets.
see them being a top contender. I think they still got too many kinks to work out from
Yeah,
the
I
years.
think they need to figure out that quarterback position because I don't know if Mac Jones is really the answer there, but
Right.
we will definitely find out. Miami Dolphins, I think this so I'll just tell you I'll tell you, I think they're gonna go 11-6 and be 1 game short of the Bills. I think they start out 3-0, lose to the Bills in week 4, go on another 2-game win streak, lose to the Eagles, win a game against the Patriots, lose to the Chiefs, have their bye week, beat the Raiders, lose to the Jets, beat the Commanders, lose to the Titans. I think the Titans game, I think their defense is just gonna get in
You think they lose to the Titans?
yeah, I think the Titans defense is just gonna get in the head of Tua, and I mean, honestly, I could see them not even going 11-6 if Tua doesn't stay healthy. That's the big factor here. I see them beating the Ravens and Bills to close out the season at 11-6.
I had them a little bit higher. I think they beat the Titans for sure. You know, I
Yeah.
they've got they've got the units out in out wide that
The only thing
down the
that's
field. I mean, the cheetah can run.
Yeah, the only thing that I'm scared of is the health of Mr. uh Tua Tagovailoa. We'll see if he
We'll
can
see.
stay healthy. Um Okay, we'll wrap things up with another final game. We'll keep score on this one too. Lowest score wins. Whoever can guess. We'll play 20 questions to guess the NFL player. Yes or no questions. You can start off guessing my player. Here we go. Question 1.
All right. AFC, NFC.
No, it's a
Oh.
yes or no question.
Oh. Are
I
they
I just
NFC?
explained that.
Oh, okay. Are they NFC?
No,
They're AFC.
I didn't say that. No, I'm just kidding.
They have to be. You said it had to be current.
What if it's a free agent?
Is
Yeah.
it a free agent?
No, and you just
Okay.
wasted a question.
I got 20 of them. AFC North,
No,
South,
no,
West,
no.
East.
You you should have said that. We were just talking about the East.
I know.
That's 5.
Are they a quarterback?
No. I feel like it'd
Why-
be okay.
Dude,
No.
I'm going with a different one. Different route. Running back.
You're at 7. That's 8.
Yep. You
Nope.
didn't answer? Nope. Okay. Are they offense?
No. I thought that was the question you were gonna ask before you asked if it was a
No,
quarterback.
I didn't. I didn't.
Put you at 9.
All right. So it's defense. No, it could be special. Is it special teams?
You just wasted another.
No.
No,
Oh my goodness.
you're halfway done and you have no clue. You just know it's a player. You didn't even ask the team.
No, I got it narrowed down to 4. Is it the Bills?
Yes. There you
Okay.
go. You didn't waste 3 guesses on that one.
Yeah, but I know I have now that I know it's defense.
Defender on the Bills.
Defender on the Bills. Oh,
Don't say it.
I want so bad.
Who?
Guy got knocked out.
Oh, DeMar Hamlin? No.
Yeah, you're not going Hamlin route.
No, that's 12.
Gosh. All right.
Ooh.
Gosh. Is he on the line?
No.
He's not on the line.
That was actually a good question.
All right. So we're gonna have cornerback.
I mean, I'll say this, he could be on the line at some points. But like he wouldn't regularly play it.
Is he
This'll be-
outside linebacker?
Yes. That's
Okay.
14.
Yep. And he's current, right?
Yes. Oh, that's another question. That's 15.
Is it Matt?
Matt? No.
Matt Millimorno?
Nope, that's 6.
Gosh darn it. Is it Clean? Klein?
Nope,
So where are we at?
that's 17.
Oh, I know who it is.
Oh, did you look at the chat?
No, I didn't look at the chat. There's a chat.
Don't look at the chat. Don't look.
He's a former Bronco.
Is
Von
that a
Miller.
question?
It's Von Miller.
Okay, it took you 18. Look at the text.
Yeah, I see it now. It just popped up. Gosh, how did I know that?
Well, I made it pop
I
up.
forgot to go to the Bills. Forgot he went to the Bills.
So that's 18 for you.
Yep.
Okay, my turn to start guessing.
Yep.
That outside linebacker question narrowed it down a lot.
Yeah. Well,
Can't believe.
the fact that I knew he had to go, couldn't be on the line. Then you said he could be sometimes.
It's like, yeah.
Okay, my turn. Go ahead.
Can't believe Mark Craddock ratted me out. Okay.
You didn't write. Yeah, I couldn't see nothing.
Well, you could have looked at the chat. You could have.
This is all technology. I don't know.
Yeah, because you're old.
Whatever.
Okay, first question.
I'll keep track.
AFC.
10. Yes.
West.
Yes.
Okay. Offense.
Yes.
Quarterback.
Yep.
Chiefs.
No.
Broncos.
No.
Chargers.
Yes.
Justin Herbert.
No.
Max Duggan.
Yes.
Let's go! What was that?
That was 9. You answered on the 9th.
Woo! So I'm up 18-9 and then 4-3. So well, I guess we'll just wrap this one up. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and Mark Craddock for commenting so much and ratting me out, making me lose, but I still won.
You
eh,
won the other one because of him. He fact checked me, and I didn't know.
yeah, I mean, I guess that's true. That's true. Um,
I have to find a new website.
what'd you look on, like Wikipedia?
No, it wasn't Wikipedia. Obviously, it's close though because they can change the answers for sure.
Okay. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you tune in next time on the podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.